So you want to get on LinkedIn and start landing high-paying freelance clients, but there's only one issue. You are still employed full-time, and it's awkward if your employer knows that you're actively looking for work elsewhere, either that you're potentially wanting to leave, or they might not just be comfortable even with you wanting to make side money. Everybody has so many different situations in terms of what their employer will accept and won't accept. So by the end of this video, I'm going to help you understand how you can navigate this situation, what is okay to do on LinkedIn, what's not, and if you absolutely cannot risk your employer finding out about this. I'm going to show you a workaround. I'm going to show you what you can do, because the answer is not to just continue on at your job and not making moves toward freelance success because you can't do it because an employer is telling you can't. Full disclosure, I'm making this video because I've gotten a ton of requests for it. I actually only like to make videos about things that I personally experienced. So full disclosure, I was not in this situation exactly because I was unemployed when I started freelancing. So nobody would care at that point how I updated my LinkedIn profile. And if you guys have been following me on my newsletter or my Instagram, I do talk about how even updating my LinkedIn profile was super nerve-wracking because I was connected with all my past coworkers, and I'm like, what are people going to think of me that I'm rebranding myself or reinventing myself as a writer? They're going to call bullshit, or they're going to judge me and be like, who does she think she is? She's not a writer. Like, I had so much mental chatter. So I understand how nerve-wracking this can be, especially if you are currently with a company. So what I'm going to go through today is a quick tutorial of what you can do with your profile. So let's go. So I'm Christine. I'm a former 9-to-5 salesperson turned copywriter, and now I help introverted writers start their freelance career by landing high-paying freelance clients on LinkedIn. So let's start with the first thing, because we have to get this out of the way. No, I'm not going to suggest having 2 LinkedIn profiles. I know that seems like a quick fix, and if you actually Google this, there's a lot of people saying, of course you can have 2 profiles, you just need a different email address. However, it is against LinkedIn's terms and conditions. One person is supposed to have 1 profile. You are not supposed to have 2 profiles just because you have 2 different businesses, or if you want to do what we're talking about here, which is pursue freelance clients while working at your full-time job. They want you to simply update your profile to reflect that you do multiple things. It's something that you, I'm sure, can get away with 90% of the time, but why even risk it? Because if you violate a platform's terms and conditions, there's a chance that they could shut you down. So why even go there? So don't create 2 profiles. That would be my recommendation. Here's the other part. You have to also think, does your job really care if they were to stumble upon your profile and see that you have a freelance hobby, right? I think a lot of the time we get in our head and we say to ourselves, well, they're going to be looking at my profile and they're going to see that I'm doing something that's unrelated to their company and they're going to think I'm not dedicated. Fact of the matter is, companies nowadays, it's shifting. And if you are in an old school industry and you're like, no, girl, you don't understand, my industry does not accept that, totally, I get it. Because before, the last sales job I had was in a very old school. They didn't even have proper technology. The industry was just pretty old school. So I understand that some industries are not caught up, and they're not going to have progressive views on employees going out and branding themselves and building personal brands. But we have to understand that this really is the way things are shifting now. People understand that having a personal brand online is really important. It's really key for career development, and it's not something that companies really can tell employees for the most part that they shouldn't be doing. Now, I have a friend He's a financial advisor, and because of fiduciary responsibilities and heavily regulated industries, they're not going to be like, yeah, get on TikTok and start talking about what we do at this company. So again, you might be in this situation where you're just like, trust me, I can't do this. So the next part of this, the demo part, is for you. The approach I'm going to recommend is going on LinkedIn, updating your profile, but minimizing it. And there's certain ways to minimize it so that it's not blaringly obvious, so that people in your company aren't getting updates, and that somebody would really have to go digging in your profile to see this. And it's still going to enable you to go out and pitch freelance clients. It's not a perfect solution, but again, small baby steps, because ideally you would be able to rebrand your entire profile, make it abundantly obvious to all your freelance clients that this is what you do, which is what I teach in my online course. We go through an entire module of optimizing your LinkedIn profile properly so you can get discovered. However, that whole shebang might not be possible for you right at this moment while you're still full-time employed. So I am going to show you what you can do. So let me show you that. So the first thing you're going to want to do is turn off any sharing visibility so that profile updates are not being sent out to your network. So let's go here, go to me all the way at the right hand corner. You're going to scroll to the bottom, go to settings and privacy. Click that. And then you're going to go all the way to the left hand bar here and click visibility. Go to back to the right, and you're going to see that LinkedIn has so many privacy settings, so you really can customize a lot here, and you can go through that and see what makes you feel comfortable. But what I want you to click on, go all the way down, share profile updates with your network. Click on that. And as you can see, you can toggle this on or off. Mine was currently on because I just don't care. But you have the option right there to toggle that on and off. So now if you update your profile, nobody is going to know that you did that unless they actively go to your profile. Now here's the next key to minimizing anybody finding out and you not publicizing this to the world, okay? You go to your profile, go all the way up to the right-hand corner. Anything to do with you is always in this bubble up here. Go to view your own profile. Now, here's what you're not going to update. You are not going to update your headline and your current company. So those are the two things that are really important to, and obviously you wouldn't create a custom banner, which is something that I show you how to do in my course. You're just going to keep that whatever yours is right now. These are the things, the reason why you are not going to fill out or change this top section is because this is what shows up next to your name if you were to comment on somebody. So this stuff could show up in the feed inadvertently, and you just don't want that to happen. So you're going to keep your headline and your current company the same to kind of minimize them finding out. Now here's where you can begin to actually add in your freelance experience. So you're going to scroll down here, your about section. So what's cool about this, as you just saw me do right there, is that only the top part is visible unless you go in, again, digging for it. So let me go back to that. You scroll down to the about section and you see right here that see more. So these two lines right here can reflect your current job situation, no big deal, but the rest of the copy or the content, the words right here, you can make that about your freelancing so that if a client hops on your profile, they can see that. Now let's start scrolling down. This is the big one, is your work experience. So whatever you have for your current job is going to be right here. It's going to be first. So you can push your freelance experience down because you control the order of your work experience. So let's say you want to go and add some freelance experience so that you can try to optimize your profile in any way that you can to land clients. go to the little button up here, the pencil button, which means edit. Now, let's say we're going to go down here and edit the second part or add something. As you can see up here, it says notify network. And again, you can toggle this on and off so that people are not getting updated when you make changes. Again, working full-time does not have to deter you from getting started, from optimizing your LinkedIn profile. And remember, the tactic I teach is to be cold pitching on LinkedIn. So yes, you're slightly at a disadvantage maybe because you can't fully optimize your profile at this exact moment. But just remember that most of the action is going to go down in your direct messages. So if you haven't already downloaded my free guide for writers to get on LinkedIn and fill out their profile, that's going to show you how to get on LinkedIn, how to optimize your profile, how to get started with all of this. And I hope this video helps just that little caveat of, hey, I can't do every single thing you're recommending because I'm still employed full-time. And I totally understand that struggle. And it is a struggle because I definitely quit now 2 full-time jobs before freelancing because I genuinely did not think I could do both at once. I'm just a very intense person and I throw my all into stuff. So I was always approaching freelancing from an unemployed, like, oh my God, I need to make money and hustle right now situation, but that's not going to be everybody's story with freelancing. So visit me at paidcopywriter.com to grab that free guide or just come say hi on Instagram. The same across all socials. It's at paidcopywriter, and I love hearing from you guys. See ya.